I thought, what a wonderful way to make a living, sitting there cartooning. So I went to anywhere that would practice drawing of any sort. I went to St Martin's for commercial art. I went to Toynbee Hall in the East End, that was for life drawing. I went to Dempsey Street, that was for lettering. Sir John Cass for something else. Wherever there was anything to do. After the war, when those lanes were opened up again, there was so much newsprint brought into the country. It took newspaper proprietors and newspaper people totally on the wrong foot, because there was so much newsprint. But what are they going to fill the pages with? They're used to just 4 pages of news and the archives by Horrobin and things like that. Not much in the way of cartooning. And somebody had the bright idea, let's fill it with cartoons. And they did. Cartoons were 10 a penny. And that's almost how much they were paying for them. And they were buying cartoons. If they were funny, if they were unfunny, if they didn't understand them, they were buying them, they were printing some upside down, some with the wrong captions, some without captions, some with captions that shouldn't have had captions. It was a crazy, crazy period, but marvellous for me. Somebody said years and years ago, a historian, that if you want to see what a country or any place in the world was like at any particular time in history, look to the cartoons, because they will tell you. That sounds lovely, doesn't it? It's a load of trash. Because if anybody in the end of this century looks back to how things were in 1950 in this country, you would never believe that there was a black person here. And this set me thinking that, well, why not have a black character? And I created this character. I took it to the Commission for Racial Equality, which had just started, and they backed that the whole way. I was up at Titbits with George Anfield was editor. And I was sitting having a coffee with him one day. He said to me, "Don't have any new ideas for strips, do you?" I said, "I've got one." I said, "But you won't want it." He said, "Why?" I said, "Because everybody else has turned it down. You'll do exactly the same." He said, "Why? What's the matter with it?" I said, "Nothing. It's about black kids and white kids intermixing." "Haven't got any on you, have you?" Of course I did. I showed him to. I had 30 ideas, and he went through them one at a time. He said, "This isn't promised anywhere else?" I said, "No." He said, "I'll have this." He said, "For one reason only." He said, "We've just moved into a new house in Chiswick. There are black kids, there's a black family next door to us. And my kids and their kids get on exactly like you've got them down here." He said, "What do you call it?" I said, "I haven't called it anything." He said, he thought for a bit. He said, "Well, they've got funny names, some of the blacks. Call it Algie, Algernon." Fair enough, Algie and Fred. That was the birth of Algie and Fred. And for years after, it was being published all over the eastern areas of the world. The black areas of the world, would you believe? Africa. I don't know about South Africa, but certainly Africa, China, Japan, the eastern oriental area.